If you've tried every sleep sack, swaddle, and onesie on the market and your baby still won't sleep, you're not alone. But here's the thing, what your baby wears to bed actually does matter, especially when it comes to keeping them safe and helping them sleep longer stretches. Every product claims to be the one thing your baby needs to finally sleep through the night, but there are just so many choices. It is honestly overwhelming at times. In this video, I'm breaking down how to dress your baby for sleep and when to transition out of the swaddle so that you can finally feel confident that your little one is cozy, safe, and set up for great sleep. And stick around until the end because I'm sharing one small adjustment that helped my daughter go from waking 4 times a night to sleeping a full stretch. And most parents completely overlook it. Let's start with one of the most confusing early baby sleep tools, the swaddle. A swaddle is simply a snug wrap that keeps your baby's arms close to their body. It mimics the cozy, contained feeling of the womb and helps newborns feel secure. It also prevents their startle reflex, also known as the Moro reflex, from waking them up with that sudden feeling of falling or flailing arms. Swaddles are best for newborns up to about 8 to 12 weeks old, or until your baby starts rolling. After that, it's time to transition for safety. When done correctly, a swaddle can help your newborn settle faster, sleep longer, and stay calmer between sleep cycles. But if it's too tight around the hips, or your baby is showing signs of rolling, it's time to stop. Think of the swaddle as your baby's first sleep cue. It's not forever, but it's the perfect start for teaching their body what nighttime means. By the way, if you're not sure how much your baby should be sleeping at their age, I've got you. I made a free sleep chart that breaks down exactly how much daytime and nighttime sleep your baby needs by age. You can grab it for free in the description below. It'll help you see what's realistic for your little one right now. Once your baby starts rolling, unfortunately, the swaddle just has to go, but don't panic. That's where the sleep sack comes in. While the American Academy of Pediatric recommends that babies under 12 months old do not use a blanket, pillow, or lovey, the sleep sack is like a wearable blanket that keeps your baby warm and safe without the loose bedding. It allows for free movement while still offering that cozy, contained feeling. Sleep sacks are great for babies and toddlers from around 3 months up to 2 years. They come in different thicknesses as well, called TOG or TOG ratings, which help you adjust for the temperature. They not only help regulate temperature, but also signal it's bedtime. When your baby feels the familiar sleep sack, their body starts to wind down. As an added bonus, it can also sometimes help keep your child from climbing out of the crib and prolong the need to transition to a toddler bed. The sleep sack becomes your next stage of independence. The sleep sack becomes your next stage of independence, your baby's comfort item and safety blanket in one. And if you're looking for my take on best sleep sacks, the Zippity Zip has always been a go-to for my family. We loved it. I'm curious, are you still swaddling your baby or have you already made the switch to a sleep sack? Drop a comment below and tell me how it's going. I would love to hear what's working for you and maybe what's not. Here's the part that most parents miss. Your baby might not be waking from hunger, but actually, babies can't regulate their body heat the way that we can, so even small changes can cause big sleep disruptions. Scientific studies have shown that the ideal room temperature for sleep is between 68 degrees and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, or 20 and 22 degrees Celsius. While this may not always be feasible if you're in a warm climate, or in the winter in a cold climate, I can say personally, keeping our girls' room at this temperature really does help them sleep better. And good sleep, to me, is worth the cost. Getting that temperature range right is one of the fastest and easiest ways to help your baby sleep just a little bit longer. No complicated sleep training required. If you're wondering whether your baby's wake-ups might also be from being overtired or undertired, definitely download my free sleep chart below. It'll help you see if their schedule matches the sleep needs for their age. Sometimes that's the missing piece to why they're waking so much. Now that we have talked about temperature, let's talk about layers, because this is where most parents can either overdo it or underdo it. Layering helps you fine-tune your baby's comfort through the seasons without overheating or underdressing. A good rule of thumb to go by is one more layer than you are wearing comfortably. Start with a breathable cotton or bamboo onesie and then add a sleep sack for the appropriate season. Avoid fleece or polyester at night. They trap heat and can lead to sweaty wake-ups. The biggest key though is don't overdo it. A baby really doesn't need a ton of layers. The goal is cozy, not toasty. When you dress your baby this way, you will notice fewer wake-ups and a calmer, more settled sleeper. Here's the part that most parents overlook. It's not just about what your baby wears, but when you put it on. The simple act of putting on pajamas or a sleep sack should be one of your baby's last bedtime cues. When you consistently dress your baby in their sleep outfit at the same point in your bedtime routine, it teaches their brain, we're winding down now. Over time, that simple cue helps your baby's body prepare for sleep, making it easier for them to fall asleep and stay asleep longer. You're not just dressing your baby, you are creating a powerful, predictable signal that helps them rest more peacefully. And if you want to take this all one step further, grab my free sleep chart linked below. It shows how much sleep your child actually needs by age, so you compare the right environment with the right schedule. When those two things line up, you will see longer, smoother stretches of sleep without having to overhaul your routine. So let's recap. Swaddles help newborns feel safe and calm. Sleep sacks keeps babies and toddlers warm and safe once they're rolling. The right temperature, layering, and seasonal adjustments help them stay comfortable all night long. And that final bedtime cue, putting on their sleep outfit, is what ties it all together. Try these simple changes tonight and you'll set your baby up for longer, deeper stretches of sleep without guessing, overheating, or endless wake-ups. Remember that tiny change I mentioned at the beginning of this video? Well, for us, it was using our zippity zip sleep sack and lowering their room temperature by just 2 degrees. That one small shift and she started sleeping through the night. You've got this, mama. A few small tweaks tonight could mean a full night's sleep tomorrow. Now that you know how to dress your baby to sleep through the night, you might be wanting more tips for how to get longer sleep at night. Then this next video is for you, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's way more powerful.